Hey guys, welcome back to our pig farm in Poland that we're running here on the map Sobolewo in FS25. We've got some fun stuff to do today. It is September, first year. This is what, the third episode? Yeah, episode 2, but we had a pilot thing. Anyway, episode 2, although it's actually the third episode. And some things on the farm, we're going to change today a little bit. We are going to go ahead and remove one of these greenhouses. I wanted the pumpkins because pumpkins are cool. It's Halloween time, stuff like that. I wanted the pumpkins, but this is too much production for our little farm. Also, we want to have pig food production, so we're going to remove one of these. I say let's remove this rear one here. Yeah. And we're going to build a pig food production thing. And a lot of times this is something I would do in between videos, but we'll do it here today. We're going to sell this. We're going to put in the pig food production and going to have to work some tidying up the yeah, but it's cool. So we'll do some of that today in the video. Anyway, also, we got a new field. Kind of. We sold, like I said, I was talking about this field here. We sold this field. So if you've been watching this series, there's some issues with traffic on this road here. I don't blame the map maker. It's FS25's stupid traffic. Keeps getting jammed up on this road because the cars keep trying to pass each other. This is not the best place for a field because it means taking our farm machinery up and down this kind of troublesome road. And I said, wouldn't it be great if our fields were back here in these back roads? And hey, this map has the most beautiful back roads. Wouldn't it be great if our fields were back here in the back roads? Anyway, we still have this field here, which is all cultivated. It needs lime, but it's mostly ready for next year. And we're going to plant potatoes here. I sold this field here, which is like 4 acres-ish. Yeah, 3.9 acres. I sold that. And I found a similar size field, basically for the same money right here. 3.5 acres. Yeah, it was literally like $5,000 cheaper. It's basically the same price. And it's accessible right here from our farm, just right up this road. It was a barley field. It is empty now, so it needs cultivating because it previously had barley on it. I waited till after it was harvested and then I bought it. I wanted to, I sold our empty field and bought an empty field. So why don't we go have a look at that field? We got something waiting for us at the store. I bought us a disc harrow. We've got a cultivator, but I found a good affordable disc harrow and I bought that. So why don't we go pick that up at the store and we'll take that out to our new field, which is where we're going to be planting. Well, we're going to plant on it whatever we were going to plant on our field, the one that we sold. It was going to be wheat, but I'm not sure we need to plant wheat. It might be corn. Either way, we're not planting it until next year. Oh, I just ran over that thing there. So we've got this disc harrow here. I like to run disc harrows typically rather than cultivators. I mean, they're basically the same thing, but we're going to run a disc harrow on this field as long as it doesn't, not too heavy for the tractor, is it? No, I think it's fine. It looks pretty heavy, but anyway. So, sorry for the kind of long-winded intro, but there's a lot of stuff that we're doing this month. Taking care of fields and such like that. So, yeah, we still have 2 fields. We sold that one and bought another in its place. This is better. I like traveling the back roads to get to the fields anyway. I like if we can reach all of our fields via back roads. So we can just drive through our farm and get back there. Maybe we'll get some more pigs. We've got room for plenty of pigs, and as pigs are kind of the theme of this farm, maybe we could get like a trailer of pigs every episode. Last episode we got 4 new pigs. Maybe we'll haul the trailer down there and bring 4 more home today. So I would like to buy this field here eventually. Last episode, I showed you guys that grass field back there, which is really cool because it's kind of hidden. It's literally walled off by trees on 3 sides, and this is the only angle you can see that grass field from. I think it's a cool, little secret field. It is, because you can't see it from anywhere except here. So I thought it'd be cool if we bought this field, then we would own the gateway to that field back there, which, I don't know, maybe we'll get one day. I don't know. Right now, we're fine with the 2 fields that we have. So anyway, up here is the new one that we bought. It was barley, or wait, oats? Did I get the color wrong on that? That's oats, my bad. Barley's the brown. Okay, so there was an oat field. So, there was an oat field previously. It does not need lime. I checked. Yeah, I checked. It doesn't need lime, and it doesn't have any fertilizer. It's completely empty field. But it needs Discaro ran on it. So here's the field right here. I'm just going to get our tractor lined up with the Discaro. Yep, so here's our new field here. Decent size. Yeah, it's about the same size as the other one that we had, except this one's not quite as narrow. Yeah, it's not as narrow. It's not as long. Boy, this tractor... Well, this tractor can pull the Discaro, but it's kind of struggling on this. Is it because I'm on a hill? We got up to speed. Kind of. We're getting there. Yeah, I mean, we could do with a more powerful tractor. Both of our tractors have 90 horsepower. There should be enough to pull this. Took a minute to get up to speed, though. I guess we had kind of a hill there. So we'll work on this a bit, and I do want to get to the farm and build our pig food production. Here we go, around the back side of the field here. Oh man, this tractor, how much, these are not hard and fast numbers, but how much horsepower does it say this thing requires? It says this requires 95 horsepower. The tractor has 90. You can really fudge those numbers. They're not, it's not a hard rule, but the Discaro does want a little more than the tractor's got. So that's why we're kind of struggling a little bit. Yeah, it's gonna take a while as it is, because this is kind of a big field. Well, it's not. It's not a big field objectively, but it's a big field for what we're using here. So I'm guessing we're going to have trouble on this hill here too then. Well, we could go grab our cultivator. Yeah, sure is varying in speed a lot. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking we should do that. Yeah, it kind of seems to take about half the length of the field for it to get up to speed. Here's what we'll do. I am gonna park this here, and we'll go grab the cultivator. We'll grab it with this tractor here. Now, problem is this attachment here. It doesn't like to detach. Well, let's see. Okay. It's fine. Okay, well, if you bump into it, see, it'll fall over on the ground and it'll roll around. That is the bale unraveler that we have. It hooks to the back of the tractor. It spins and unravels the bales. It's a very important attachment, but if you are not careful when you disconnect it, it'll fall and roll over on the ground, and yeah, but it's fine. I'll just remember it's there so we don't bump it. Now, where is our cultivator? You know what? We're going to want to take this loader off. Just put this right here for now. There we go. All right, here's our cultivator. Let's take this out there and see if it runs better on the field than the Discaro. The only thing is, see, the cultivator, this doesn't require as much horsepower, but it does dig deeper in the ground. This will pull up rocks, but as it was, we were going like 5 miles an hour for half the field until we could get up to speed. If this can make quicker work of the field, well, we'll see. The idea was to plant wheat, you know, for straw, so we would have straw for our pigs. But that harvest gave us plenty of straw. If you saw how many bales we have stacked up at the farm, we have plenty of straw. So this field, well, one thing I was thinking, we are producing pig feed here at our farm. Maybe we could make it, we could produce other kinds of animal feed too. I thought maybe we could plant corn and forage harvest it. I thought that could be cool. I don't know, I guess it's all getting a little bit ahead. Let's see. If I pull up the GPS on this, I never tried this. I never tried using the, working this same field with two different tools. Well, let's just see. With the GPS, I mean. Okay. Both tools are the same width, so at least that adds up. Now, let's see. Can we move this faster down the field? Yeah, we can. We can move this faster down the field. What does it say this requires? Just curious. It says this cultivator requires 50 horsepower. It's going to turn up rocks. That's not a problem. Are they just small? It should be small rocks. I think so. But this is going to go a lot faster. I think our disc harrow is fine. It's just that this field has hills on it, and that tractor is low on the horsepower, so we may come across a tractor that, you know, has a little more horsepower or something. I want to keep our tractor, all of our equipment is small. I want to keep it that way. But having a tractor with over 100 horsepower would be nice. I just pulled up the GPS and it says work width 2.5 meters, but that's not right, is it? This tool... Oh, it is only 2.5 meters. Huh. Okay. So this cultivator is more narrow. I don't know. It's going faster down the field, though. So... That's weird. I was sure it was 3 meters wide. Okay, I'm looking at... This is the cultivator we have. And it comes in 2.5 or 3... Oh, 2.7 and 3 meters. Do we really only have the 2.5 meter one? Let's see here. How many things does this have on it? It's just odd. I would have gotten... I wanted everything on the farm to be 3 meters. That was the idea. The idea was to get everything on the farm 3 meters. Yeah. Somehow, I missed the boat on this one. Yeah. Okay. So, we are going to... Alright. Hey, things happen. I meant for this to be 3 meters. I meant for... I did. I meant for it to have everything on the farm 3 meters. In fact, that's why, if you saw the pilot episode when we were harvesting, the very first episode here, when I was still ironing things out, and we were harvesting the wheat, the harvester had a 3 meter header width, which is just, it's kind of unacceptable. And I was like, no. And I went and I got a 4 meter header for the harvester. I think 4 meters is really the minimum you should really use on a harvester, especially for wheat. Because at 3 meters, the harvester header was barely wider than the windrows of straw it was leaving, and the whole field was basically just covered in straw. I was like, no, this is... No, we need... Yeah, anyway, everything was meant to be 3 meters. The point is, let's take this down to the store and fix that. So some things, I guess, even though we're in episode 2 here, some things are still getting fixed here on the farm. That's all right. I think this is episode 2. Let's get down there. Well, it's a beautiful day for a drive to the store. I mean, it's kind of... Actually, when you look over there, it's not cloudy or anything. The sky looks... I guess it's just the sun. Is it just the sun I'm seeing? I guess the sun is just shining through a bunch of clouds over there. Man, it's a beautiful day. One little... what is it? 1:15 in the afternoon in September. Yeah, let's just take the road straight down here. And we'll just go to the shop. We'll just have this modified. All right, so we're going to take this to 3 meters and call that good. Yep, that is literally all I wanted right there. I thought it was already. Now that I think about it, I guess I would have been fine with it at 2.5. Yeah, I mean, I used it as it was to do the fields that I've done with it. I would have been fine with it. I guess it got in my head as, oh, that's not right. We should go fix that. That way it's the same width as the disc harrow. I guess it didn't matter that much, but now it's all the same width. Why is that car coming at me in the wrong lane? Yeah, I wish that, I wish they would do something with the traffic. Yeah. And I know I could just turn it off. I could just turn it off, but then the map seems so lifeless. Alright, we are back out at the field for, well, kind of like a third time. Let's turn this on. Let's see. Okay, it is set to 3 meters. Recalculating. Well, it disconnected the tool. If you're working with the GPS like this and you disconnect the tool, which we did when we modified it, it resets the thing. So, tip, if you didn't know that, if you're working out in the field and you have to go back to the farm for something, it will keep it will save what you were doing. It will save your tracks that you were on, but not if you disconnect the tool, which doesn't matter a whole lot. Like here, we can see where we've been, but let's say we were doing field work that you can't see where you've been. Like, let's say we're doing some weeding work, like those contracts that have you run the hoe or the weeder before the crops even grow, and you literally cannot see where you've been because it all looks exactly the same. You have to rely on these lines to tell you where you've been. Well, either that or the tire tracks, right? You want to not disconnect that tool. Or like say you're spraying a field, a field that's really grown thick with crops, and you're spraying it and you can't see where you've been. It's good to have those lines saved. So we're going to have to do a little overlap run here because of the width, what's the word, discrepancy. It's all right. We found the right tool to do fast runs down the field. Yeah, so that's all right. Yeah, I like this cultivator. I mean, it does leave the rocks. It is what it is. We'll come over here with the roller. What we'll do is we'll do that in springtime after we plant. That way, we only have to run the roller once. So we'll plant it and then we'll run the roller. I really like these maps. I really like Polish maps. I love farming in Poland. I like lots of maps for lots of reasons, like after here, after we're done here, I'm sure I'll want to go someplace I haven't been in a while. It's just always how it is. But I will say the most recent places we've been farming in the series here on the channel. Now, why does it do that? There we go. The most recent places we've been farming. Well, lastly, we were farming in Montana. Prior to that, where was our farm prior to that? I honestly don't remember. That series was so long that I can't remember anything before that. Well, that's because there was a kind of a broken series before that. I remember there was Louisiana, which ran for only a few episodes. It got cut off. Sometimes the series do, and I try not to do that. But I can't remember what was before Montana. Yeah, so it's been so long that I was definitely in the mood for a small Polish map. Let's get this done here. This headland here will catch up our field to the width of this tool. Our new width of 3 meters. Which, when you think about it, 3 meters, that's like 10 feet. That's pretty wide. I mean, well, considering this is just a small tractor, it looks really small on the tractor, but, when you actually get out and stand next to it, it's like, yeah, it's 10 feet wide. Which still, it kind of doesn't look like it, but 3 meters is 10 feet. What I'm saying is, if you play Farming Simulator, 3 meters is really small for a tool, but I think it's decent for this tractor. All right. We've got a good start on this now. Yeah, we're caught up to the width of this tool. Why don't let's head back to the farm with our disc harrow. And let's just shut this down right here. I'm kind of eager to see... Oh, it is really beautiful out here. I'm kind of eager to see what we can do placing our... Well, yeah, let's go build on the farm. I pretty much never do this in the episodes. This farm is mostly built anyway. Originally on the map, the farm that we got here was a cattle farm. I sold, before starting this series, I spent a good deal of time setting up our farm. I sold maybe 70 or 80% of the farm. I sold all the junk, all the buildings, except for the house. Let's see. Except for the house and one of the vehicle buildings. I sold the rest of it and built what's there, built it into a pig farm. So I've already done some pretty invasive surgery on the thing as it is to make it look natural. So what we're going to do is what I'm saying is we're going to place the pig food production, and we're going to have to get surgical again with the landscaping to make it look like natural and stuff. Yeah, like I sold all the clutter and everything here because when I sold all the buildings that were here, I then had a scrappy farmyard with junk laying everywhere, where the buildings used to be. So I had to sell all the junk. So then the farmyard was barren. So then I had to hand place more junk. Like, yeah, maybe it doesn't look like there's a lot of work here, but there is. All of these buildings here I placed, all the junk around them I placed. I had to make it look like it was. Okay, first things first, we need to move these, let's get these pallets out of here. Now, in the last episode, I picked them up by hand and put them in the back of the truck, and yeah, so someone remarked about using, there's a mod called liftable pallets. I do not use that. I don't use any cheat mods or mods that give you superpowers. I didn't know I could lift them. In the video is literally where I found out that I could. As in that video, I walked up to the pallets and it had a hand icon, so I lifted it. And I thought it was weird and unimmersive, and then one of y'all commented on it. And yeah, I have a forklift here. This is how I intended to move the pallets. That was not intended. I don't have a mod that lets me lift stuff by hand. So we're going to move these the way they're intended with the forklift. Yeah, again, that's why the forklift is on the farm. I did not know I could lift these by hand. I guess, well, they don't look... No, I think these would be too heavy to lift. Well, I mean, they're just pumpkins, but I think a person would have a hard time lifting that, yeah. So, maybe I shouldn't have, but it just kind of happened in the episode. But anyway, let's move these out of the way. Just move these down here. We will get these loaded into the truck later. Yeah, the only, oops. Why can I not get this off my forks? Come on, come off my forks. What is going on? There we go. There we go. Just push those over there. So yeah, I figure we'll sell this rear one here. We just don't need that much pumpkins. I wanted the pumpkins for just for fun, fall flavor, right? The real star of this farm is the pigs, and of course, our beautiful small Polish fields. It's the real stars of the show. Pumpkins are here for fall flavor. Just push those up there. All right. And why don't we just park this here, because this is where we're going to be probably using it next anyway. All right. Let's get some building done here. Let's do some building. Okay, so where am I at? Oh, here we go. Let's go ahead and this rear one, sell. Okay. That was 15 grand, which I'm going to give that money back. Yeah, so, well, yeah, I'm taking you guys through the full process here. So I want to keep things balanced, okay? I placed these here as part of the farm's starting stuff before I calculated the money, right? Before I calculated the starting money, I placed everything here. So we're going to be giving that money back. Don't worry about that, to rebalance it, everything. Okay. Pig food production, let's find it. Factories. There it is. I thought this one would look good and match the farm. I've not tried it yet. Let's have a look, see what it looks like here. I've not tried it yet. It's kind of small. Well, but it does what we want. There was a few choices for pig food production. I thought this one looked good. What's up with these, like, bollards here? What are those for, do you think? Oh, before we do anything, here's what we do. Yeah, so we're going through the whole process here. Before we do anything, let's go down here. This is what I do. It just saved. That's perfect. Turn off the autosave. All right, the autosave is off. So now if we make a mistake in placing it, if we F up the terrain, and then we can go to the pause menu and load the game without it. You know what I mean? You don't want to mess it up and then go to load your game or go to exit and it autosaves and screws you over. So I always disable that first so that if it gets messed up, we can reload. Because, like, I'm not sure what direction should this face. What's up with those posts there? Okay, let's have a look at this. So there's where you access it. There is where you fill at. There's where you dump. I think this should face... I don't think it matters which way it faces. All right, we want to straighten this. First, we want it straight. So what I do is I line it up with something. Okay, that's straight. Let's just put it here and see how it works. Wait, why is that icon red? I don't know. We'll ignore that and place this here. That was 5 grand. So basically, we got 10 grand we need to give back. I'll check that out in a second here. All right, so integral and pig feed. Let's check this out. I don't know why that pellet icon is red. Where's the... I saw the control icon, but no, I don't see it. Well, we'll just control it from the menu. All right, here we go. So, products. Okay, so there's 3 different recipes for pig food. So we can do corn, wheat, canola, carrots, potatoes, sorghum, barley, soybeans. Yeah, see, this is going to dictate what we plant, obviously. That's why, and potatoes, corn, wheat, canola. I like that recipe. Potatoes, corn, wheat, canola. These are all very familiar crops. Okay, I like that recipe there. So, yeah, that's pretty... See, there was a few pig production things to choose from in the mods. Looks-wise, aesthetics-wise, this was not the most ideal, but you got to look at how they all work. I liked the recipes for this one. I liked how that works. As far as how all this works, we're not sure yet. We're going to have to find out. Okay, we need to fix the ground here. What do we do with the... here, let's turn this back off. What do we do with the ground around it? We want it to look pretty. Turn these markers back off. So we want the... I think grass, maybe some dirt. Let me get off of this over here. And actually, I guess I did do a little of this last episode or whatever when we built that road. There's not many paint options here, but they're enough. Okay. This is... I'm not sure what kind of dirt that is. Let's see what we got here. What's this dirt? That's fine. I'll paint some of this around here. We'll sprinkle in some gravel or something, because I don't want it to just look barren out here. But let's put down dirt first. Concrete. Yeah, there's not even a... Yeah, I need to get some more paint options. Well, a lot of time... Oh, there's gravel. Yeah, there we go. Some maps come with more options. Yeah, there's mods you can download that give you more paintbrush types. The last map we were on, we had about 20 different paintbrush types. That seems a little bit... Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to fill in some grass here. This is fun because you get, you know, a little bit artistic. Yeah, put some grass in there. And here's what we do. We're going to put some short grass in. And then what I did in the farmyard is I sprinkled in some taller grass too, kind of paint in some taller grass. Let's kind of make it look a little bit, yeah. We'll see how that looks. I think it's a pretty good start. What do you guys think? Yeah, and we got room to put stuff. See, I mixed the grass height. I think it, I don't know, I think it gives us some character. We can always do other stuff, but this is a great start for right now. We'll have to see how this works, but we kind of can't do that until... whoops, I didn't mean to hit save. Well, that's fine. I was going to go here and turn the autosave on. All right. So that's good for now. So that's built here. And so there's a little bit... That's pretty much how I did all of this farm. You just kind of painting in the dirt and the gravel and the grass, and I guess... And then placing junk and stuff and getting these buildings in here. Yep. Right. So we came back, well, we get back out to the field and we get back on the cultivator. Yeah. So we got that taken care of. Now, well, okay. So what was our recipe? Wheat, canola, corn. Darn it. Now I forget. Now I forget. It was this last one here. Wheat, canola, corn, potatoes. I like those. Those are basic. I consider those basic crops. We could use one of the other recipes. I mean, right now, both of our fields are empty. We got 2 fields. They're both empty. We could use a different recipe. Although, wheat, canola, corn, potatoes. It's 4 ingredients. I think all of the recipes were 4 ingredients. So we're going to want more fields. Yeah, eventually. Right now, we've got wheat in our silo. So we'll figure this out as we go. Let's go ahead and get these this last of the headlands here. We've got wheat in our silo. I was going to sell it this winter, but we could not sell it. Save it for next year, combine it with, you know, other crops. I'd like to, as soon as possible, be producing our own pig feed for our pigs, you know, be self-sustaining and all of that. I think that's the cool part about it. That's always the kind of goal I want to shoot for. You know, if I'm raising pigs, then I want to produce, you know, or cows or whatever the case may be. I want to produce all the food for them that they need here at the farm. I think that makes it more fun. Why is my tractor doing that? I don't know if it's the cultivator doing that. But there we go. I guess that comes from raising cattle. I often have cattle on the farm, and I guess you could just buy bags of TMR, but I always made it myself, and getting in the habit of that, now whatever animal I have, I want to be able to produce all their food myself. And I don't often do pigs. I really don't. I have not done pigs at all. In fact, in FS25, I haven't since FS22. Oh, so I did say I'd show you guys behind the scenes. Yeah, so we got 10 grand that we're not supposed to have. Right. So I only use this. Well, I use cheats for things exactly like this. I never use it to alter the game except to make things more fair. And right now we have approximately $10,000 too much. There we go. All right, so that is set right. Like I said, yeah, behind the scenes of how, you know, it was like, we're going to do some building, we're going to put stuff on the farm, and that's exactly how I would do. I correct that. I keep everything nice and fair. If you cheat on your farm, you're only cheating yourself. I only use that to set things straight. It's also handy, like say you get, say you buy a vehicle that's a mod vehicle or something and it's bugged or whatever, you can get your money back. I mean, it's always good to have resources to fix stuff that's broken or out of balance or out of whack. So, we are back to about the same money that we had before. Yeah, all the buildings, everything on the farm, like I said earlier, I put all that stuff there and then I balanced the starting budget, you know. Like I put everything in the farm that we needed, that we're going to have to start with, and then I put it at $100,000. Whenever I start on a map, maybe it's just me being stubborn, I never want to take any map the way it's presented to me, ever. I will always change the starting equipment, I will always change stuff. Even if they have a great starting setup, it's like, no, I want to use the vehicles that I want to use. I want to use these vehicles. I pretty much, even, yeah, I always change the starting vehicles. I think 3 meters is a good work width for this field. It's a decent amount of work, but we can still get it done pretty fast. Yeah, that's why I was aiming for tools of this size. It's also kind of the width, it's kind of the smallest width that the tools that come with the game by default. 3 meters is kind of the minimum a little bit. And it's perfect for a map like this with fields this size. Now, what is the turn radius here? Can I turn? Okay, it looks like trying to find that the rate of turn. It looks like if we do it like every third row, I guess, it's going to be the fastest way to do this. We'll go every third row, which means going down the field, back up and down again. But if we can hit each row without having to back the tractor up, we save just a little bit of time. So we've already got wheat, so we're going to want to plant canola and corn and potatoes. I've already decided that the other field is for potatoes. It's what I bought it for. It's the right size to grow potatoes on. So it'll be for potatoes, which means this field will either be canola or corn. Yeah, don't know yet. We'll figure that out next year. And we'll probably want another field, I guess, for the other crop. Eventually, I guess, Since our pig food is 4 ingredients, we'll want 4 fields. Fields here are not too expensive. I mean, that's one good thing about working with small fields. You know, small fields cost small money. This field here, I think, cost right around $90,000. Yeah, right around $90,000 for this field, which that's pretty good. I mean, you can't even really buy a tractor for that, but we got this little 3.5 acre field. We haven't planted yet. I forget what we have for a planter because, well, I haven't used it yet. I mean, I set up our starting fleet and I haven't used... Well, let's see here. What do we have? Well, we'll see when we get back to the farm. I was going to... Yeah, let's finish this. We'll get back to the farm because I'm trying to think, what did I get for a planter? I should have, at the farm, we should have some way to plant and seed. I don't know. As in, we should have a planter and a seeder, but we may not. I didn't give us everything we needed. I left some stuff off the shopping list because, well, it's not fun if you have everything. You know, you want to have something to work for, something to do. For instance, we have no potato equipment at all. Like, we're going to have a potato field, and yeah, right now we have 0 potato equipment. I haven't tackled that one yet. We'll tackle that next year when it's time. We do have the... we've got tools we can use available to us. I didn't buy any for the starting fleet. You know, we didn't have everything to start off with. We may have either a planter or a seeder, but not both. We'll see when we get back to the farm here. But this is such a beautiful place to have a field. I like it here. I say the same thing about everywhere we go, but every kind of countryside has its own kind of beauty, and it sure is nice out here. All right, and this is our last run down the field. Just got these rows here. Kind of went, well, this tractor takes a minute to back up and turn around, so, you know, like I said earlier, I was looking for what its ideal turn radius was. So yeah, we went kind of every 3rd row down the field, every 3rd row back, and now every 3rd row back down the field. But it saves time. Yeah, this one definitely takes time to shift into reverse and back up and go again. So it's getting on close to 2 o'clock here. We're going to finish up our things here. Well, we're going to go check out what kind of seeding machinery we have because I'm curious about that. And what else we're going to check. There's something else we were going to do. I kind of forget. I might look into some contracts later this month. I forget what I was just thinking about I wanted to do. Well, we got our pig food production started. Oh, that's right. Buy more pigs. Yeah. After this, we're going to head back to the farm, look at some stuff, and we're going to get us some more pigs for the farm. And while we're there, we're going to check on our pigs, see how they're doing. Oh, wow. Our field's got a... Hold up here. Our field's got a straight-up drop-off in the back of it. I was just turning around there, and I was like, oh, wow. Don't fall down here. Oh, this is cool. See, this map has just so much cool detail and stuff like, well, places like this. Yeah. Yeah, this map here, Sobolewo, it has more detail than most maps do. And I look for the ones like this, the ones where, you know, like right there, there's tall grass and weeds in between the fields. You know, there's little bushes and there's random points of interest everywhere on the map. There's no place on the map that's just... And that's why when I was putting grass in our farmyard where I placed the pig production, that's why I was alternating different heights of grass there, because everything on this map is so detailed everywhere you go. There's not a single place on this map that's just copy-paste grass. You know, every place on this map is something unique. So if you're gonna modify anything here, then you better blend it in. Like this road here, when we put in this road a couple episodes ago, like last episode or whatever it was, we put in this road, I put it in such a way that it blends in with the map. I didn't just make a dirt road. I was like, well, I better do it detailed and put the wheel tracks on either side of the grass, because yeah, this map is so well done that if you want to blend stuff in with it, you got to be pretty precision too. So I always look for maps with this kind of detail. Well, we just got this field and it is taken care of. this field is good until springtime, I guess. We need to put some lime out on the potato field. This one's good. Yep. Oh, that got done pretty quick. I mean, you look how small this little cultivator is. You look how big the field is. You think it's going to take forever, but not really. All right, so let's get back to the farm and let's check out a few things. So what kind of planting equipment do we have? Let's see here. Let's put this cultivator away. That's a cedar. It looks like a cedar. We'll check it out. That looks like a cedar, so then I guess we don't have a planter. We'll check the other vehicle garage. All right, so right here we've got a cedar. It is 3 meters wide. Okay. And I'm presuming that's probably all we have for planting. No, we do have a planter. Wait, is this for potatoes? This may be 3 meters wide. It's a planter. I think it's just a regular planter. Yeah, I think it's just a regular planter. Let's check it out here. Planters. Yes, this one here is what we have. And yeah, so we have a 3 meter wide cedar and a 3 meter wide planter, but it won't plant potatoes. No, but it'll plant the corn. But of course it won't do potatoes. So yeah, we have 0 potato stuff. Well, when I first started the farm, I thought we were going to do sugar beets. Turns out I thought that was going to be the root crop we were doing. It turns out potatoes. Because I didn't know what pig food recipe we were going to have. I didn't know what pig food production, different production points have different recipes, etc. This will plant the corn, but that means we are at 0 for potatoes. We'll have to figure that out sometime before next spring. Right, so let's see. Where's a tractor? It's over here in the grass. Let's go, let's get to the store. Let's pick us up some more pigs. And let's see, how are our pigs? They should be fine. There's only 14 of them in there, and they have lots of supplies, lots of stuff. Oh yeah, they got plenty of food. I mean, those bars are really low, but when you consider that our pig capacity is 40 and we only have 14 in there, yeah, those bars are representing, when those bars are at 100%, that's for 40 pigs. We have about a third of what ultimately goes in there. So our bars being, yeah, they're fine. Hey, little pigs. Yeah, so I put that pig pen there. It was kind of the perfect spot for it. And just as it happens, that was the one place to put it. And as it happens, the fence enclosure just kind of surrounded those trees. And I was like, you know what? I think that's cool. The pigs get shade out there. Yeah, the pigs can have shade out in their little pig yard. I think it's kind of cool. Worked out nice. That was kind of the place to put it. Because where that is, there was a huge cattle pen there with its own fenced-in pasture. A lot of this came together in it came together. Okay, so let's see if we can remember where the animal dealer is. Animal dealer is down this road. This is a beautiful road. There's no traffic on this road. The traffic only runs on that one main road. So down here, we just have the beautiful Polish countryside. There's kind of another little village down here. Yeah, when you go this way, it's like back there, that's the town of Sobolewo, and this is like the Sobolewo little village, I guess. What's the word for it? Okay, the animal dealer should be right here. There was a lady we pulled up next to by the fence. Yeah, right here. She's our lady. She sells us the pigs. All right. We want to buy some pigs. Why don't we get, we don't have any of these guys. Well, I like the spotted ones. Yeah, I like the spotted ones. So, buy 4 of these guys. $2,000. Yes. Okay. And there they are in the trailer. Oh, they're cute. Little pigs. All right. We're going to get these guys back to the farm. Oh, look out, lady. She's kind of standing right in the middle of the driveway there. We kind of need that spot to turn around. Well, let's get this back to the farm. I'll get these guys situated in the pen. 4 more mouths to feed, but that's no problem. I mean, it's really not. Right now, they're... Let's see. We can buy pig food, and that's how I started the farm off, was by buying... I bought like 1 big bag of pig food to start them off with, and then we put in some of the wheat from our harvest. And we still have plenty more wheat in our silos. So, if the pigs get overly hungry, well, we can always buy pig food. If, you know, if we're not producing it yet, we can always buy it if we have to. And B, we have wheat, which they will eat. Colonia. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Colonia? As far as, like, I think it's... Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Colonia is, like, a Polish word for, like a small little town. I think that's referring to the little village that we just came from. I was trying to think of the word. I think so. But that is the word I was looking for. But I think that's what that is. Anyway, in fact, I think it says it on this sign right here. Yeah. Sobolewo, Colonia 2. Yeah, that's where we just came from. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. I was trying to remember that. All right. Well, we're back here at the farm with the pigs. Guys, thanks for joining me here today. We got a lot of stuff done. I'm actually kind of surprised we got the whole field cultivated. It went faster than I thought it would. And look at this. We got our pig food production put in here. I think it looks all right. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. I look forward to hearing from you guys and, of course, seeing you next time. Don't forget to hit the like button and, well, subscribe if you haven't, if you like the channel, and comment down below. Again, yeah, it helps. It all really helps the channel. Oh, wait, we're parking these guys over here. Yep, we're going to deliver these pigs to the farm. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another video. We got more stuff coming up here. Of course, more stuff on the farm and other videos as well. I'm trying to get this, there we go, backed into our thing here. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you next time. Peace out. I'm going to get my pigs put in the pen here.